All right, people, had to get my bearings together for a second, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I started off doing commentary for something completely different. Surprise, surprise, because for some reason, I just get so indecisive when it comes to doing certain episodes, man. I don't know what the fuck it is. People like I'll I'll have people vote for which movie I should watch online. I'll have it made up in my head. Like I'll have a page folded in my notes. Like, okay, I'm doing this topic tonight. Then I'll do commentary for this for sure. I'll have the movies laid out. I'll have the different books laid out. I'll have it all mapped out in my head, at least until it comes down to recording it. Now, I don't want anybody that was expecting this to be disappointed, because it is going to come later on this week, just when I'm fully prepared for it. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I got maybe 3 minutes into doing commentary for Rec, the Spanish zombie film that came out, and I think it was 2007 it came out, because I wanted to give Rec a fair shot, and try to give it its flowers if it was good enough, because all I remember seeing was the American version of that film, which was called Quarantine. And I praise Quarantine as the best found footage film I've ever seen. Scared the shit out of me when I first saw it. Didn't help that I was drunk as hell, with a whole room of people that were freaking out just as much as I did. It was a really great experience when I saw that. So I did start off to give, like I said, give Rec his flowers. But then I remember, as soon as I started it off, I told myself, I'm like, I kind of feel like this would have been a better film going into if I would have watched it with the Spanish subtitles instead of the American subtitles, because it was kind of throwing me off. And during those first couple minutes, I was telling myself, I said, if I can get through, Argento and Bava's Demons movie, which was an Italian demon movie in '85, if I can get through the dubbed over English lines in that film, if I can get over the dubbed over English lines in Train to Busan, if I can get over the dubbed over lines in the Horde, things like that, then I'd be cool with this. But then it just wasn't setting too right with me as the movie was going along. I was those 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, 5 max. Just wasn't feeling right, man. So y'all know, if I'm not feeling right about anything, I'm not going to put it out there for y'all, because I feel like, quality over quantity. I don't want to put no bullshit out there to y'all where I'm not fully invested in it. And I feel like that's what I was, ultimately going to end up doing. And it happened. I felt that very early on. It's bad enough I already took a couple days off, not even a couple. It feels like weeks, but my last episode, I think, was Thursday. Thursday afternoon. I dropped the episode that evening. And if you guys did not check that episode out, please do yourself a favor and check out my episode that I did Thursday. It was an interview with Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kill star Carmela McNeil, Philly's own Carmela McNeil, man. We had a ball talking about the movies, talking about how she landed the role, talking about her TV roles, and just a lot of just life aspects in general. It was a really good time, man. She's a really humble, down to earth, just humane actress, man. So big shout out to Carmela McNeil. Y'all can check that episode out if y'all want. But I told myself, since I was under the weather for the past couple days, I said, nah, this will be the day I get back when I'm like pretty much 100%. I feel like I'm at 99 right now, still a slight cough, but I'm cool though, because I got my trusty big ass water jug right next to me. But I told myself something earlier, and I was telling my homie, I told her that my cuffing season editions should make a comeback. And I was telling her that when I first started this podcast, I started doing cuffing season editions, and I did, either commentary. I did reviews for like Misery and commentary for Return of the Living Dead 3. I think I brought it back last year and did A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. I wanted to do Swim Fan, things of that nature. If y'all understand cuffing season, y'all could see why I was going in the direction I was going in with those movies. But one of the things that I did a review for, which is a long-winded review, that's just in case anybody wants to, dig through the archives and check those episodes out I just mentioned. But one of the more long-winded reviews that I did during cuffing season editions that first year around was Fatal Attraction. So I told myself, why not do commentary for Fatal Attraction? I think I've set out to do this before, and I don't know what bullshit had went down, but it didn't really go as planned. So I said, no, let me give myself a chance to do this commentary tonight. And I'll probably decide once it's over whether I'm going to have this officially the Cuffin Season Edition. Maybe I won't, since I already reviewed it, but maybe this will be the jumping point that's gonna, inspire me to get other movies involved for the return of Cuffin Season. I don't know, people. I'll figure it out. Maybe not. I don't fucking know. Maybe I'll just never do an episode again. I have no clue what the next hour and a half or however long this movie is will hold. All I know is that I think this movie's a masterpiece. I think this movie still holds up very well. I can praise it. I already know what I'm going to rate this movie when it's done, man, because this is one of my favorite movies. I never get tired of watching it. Adrian Lyne, who I think, I feel like as a director, if you had anybody other than Adrian Lyne, this movie would not be as effective as it was, and it would not have lived on as long as it has. Now, Adrian Lyne, for the I can't remember that actress's name. I was going to say for the fans of her, but she was in the movie Flashdance. He directed that. He directed 9.5 Weeks. He directed Indecent Proposal. He directed one of my favorite, most underrated psychological horror movies of all time, which was Jacob's Ladder with Tim Robbins. That movie, people, I would recommend that movie. It is a mind fuck for the ages. And rest in peace, shout out to Emmanuel Pena. She passed away, but she was a great actress in that movie. Speaking of great actresses in this movie, man, Glenn Close, Ann Archer, Michael Douglas, the cast is stacked. Stuart Panklin is in this movie. Fred Gwynn's in this movie. Fred Gwynn, if nobody knows, he was Judd from Pet Sematary. They always talk like this and shit. Like, he talked like his jaw was like literally on the cusp of falling off his mouth. But Fred Gwynn, like, the cast is stacked. The acting is so classy. The writing's amazing. The directing is great. The tension, the suspense, just the drama, the flirtatious romance scenes, the stalk scenes, everything just works for this movie, man. So I don't mind praising it every chance I get. And because we are like almost 7 minutes into this damn intro, let's get into the commentary, people. Now, this is no extended edition or anything like that. Straight up theatrical cut, man. And that's just in case anybody's tuning in with me. And y'all know, if y'all are tuning in with me, y'all are the true to the reviews MVPs. So that being said, people, let's jump into this commentary, which is hopefully the jumping off point for the return of the Cuffin Season Edition episodes. But let's get into this commentary for Fatal Attraction, people. I will hit the play button in 3, 2, 1. I'm debating whether I want to put my glasses on. I'm not gonna lie, I'll turn the volume down just a little bit, because I had the volume up all high, had the room completely pitch black. Because I was, like I said, I was doing commentary for Rec for those first couple minutes, and I wanted to set the tone, kind of how I did for my commentary for The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. And y'all can check that commentary out if y'all want also. But I turned the volume all the way up. I turned the lights all the way down. And I was trying to set the ambiance. I was like, yo, man, I really want to be scared. Booga booga, heebie-jeebie. But I don't think this isn't really that type of movie. But I still have the ambiance set the way it is, because it's a movie night. Every night's a movie night for me. So what the hell am I saying right now? I feel like I'm talking too much. But it's good to talk during this intro, because there's, as far as I can remember, you would think I would know as many times as I've seen this movie. Like, there's no music during this intro. It's just the sun rising and the city, wherever the hell this city takes place. Subtle, man. Very subtle for Adrian Lyne. And I feel like that's one of the things that I love what he did with this movie in Jacob's Ladder. And I feel like there's a lot of parallels with his directing as far as those two movies go, because there are a lot of very tense moments that don't have music at all, like, or they have certain musical cues, but it's just I don't know, man. It's just a sense of suspense. Like, okay, why is there no crazy Harry Manfredini scored music here? But it makes it even more realistic for me, if that makes any sense to y'all. And the lack of music allows us to open up with a great scene. It's a normal scene. It's real life. It's people all over this Gallagher house. Dan Gallagher's in his wife's home. Dan's got his headphones in, doing reports. his daughter, what's the daughter's name in this movie? I don't want to look at Google. I want to remember Ellen. I think the daughter's name is Ellen. And I swear to God, man, no disrespect. Like when I was younger, I thought this was a little boy. Like I couldn't tell. And I don't know if it's because it was the short hair, but this was indeed, y'all get what I'm saying. Just natural, happenings and stuff like that. Yeah, her name was Ellen. Her name in real life is Ellen Hamilton Latson. Go figure.
Hello. Honey, it's Hildy.
I'll call her back.
She's in the bathroom. She wants to know what you're wearing.
My black suit.
She's in a black dress. Well, it's gonna be business. You know how those things are.
Ellen, I don't want you messing with my makeup now, honey. Okay, I'm late.
And what did Ellen proceed to do?
Perfect.
You heard that? You got it. Okay, Don. See you later.
Michael Douglas, by the way. Has Michael Douglas ever been in a movie where he hasn't done anything wrong? Like this, what's the movie called with Disclosure with Demi Moore? You know, he always fucking up. He always getting himself into something. I feel like the one movie I kind of can defend him in, because he wasn't really out to hurt nobody, was The Game. That's one of the movies. I'm sure he's had plenty of movies where he didn't deserve what he was getting. A lot of times he does, but The Game, shout out David Fincher. That's one of his best movies. After Seven, of course. But Michael Douglas in The Game, he was just an asshole. He was an asshole, businessman, but he wasn't hurting nobody. He wasn't married. His brother came into his life and was like, look, man, I'm gonna shake this shit up a little bit for your birthday. Everything's part of the game. And honestly, my brother would have had to hand me a fucking Rumble after all of that, because that movie went off the rails, yo. They was playing too many games with that dude. Stuart Pankins across the room with his wife. He's like, Dan, I gotta tell you about these spiders I got in this new script. Arachnophobia is what it's called. That's her name.
Oh, love it, Bob, love it.
What did he do to us, man?
He was screwing his wife.
Are you serious?
Am I serious?
No, absolutely. You should see his wife. They had to take her out of the stretcher.
I think that was improv. Don't quote me on that, but I think I remember Adrian Lynn saying that little bit of dialogue was improv about it. He was screwing his wife because the guy had the neck brace on. And the guy that had the neck brace on, by the way, is the guy who gets killed by the Edgar suit bug in the restaurant, in the first Men in Black movie. Edgar kills that guy who we just saw with the neck brace, and he kills the actor that played Lurch in the Addams Family.
This one's different. Based on ancient samurai discipline.
Is that right?
Yeah, look at this guy in the mouth. What is that, part of the review? Hi there.
Phew.
He looks good.
Let's see how much you touch.
She likes me.
You do.
I think she wants
I think you're back 0 for 2.
And I don't want to know you. I love the way they talk to each other, man. They seem like, I'm telling you, man, this seems like an actual, not movie, but like just actual situations. There's not many moments in this movie where I feel like people are reciting lines from a script they've read. And Glenn Close, like in '87 when this movie came out, how much of a fucking hot commodity was she afterwards, man? Like, I'm not sure how many nominations and awards they got for this movie, but I remember Michael Douglas and Glenn Close on the front cover of Time magazine. You know what I'm saying? For this movie. This movie definitely rocked the world. And rightfully so. And even in comparison, man, like Glenn Close looks good in this movie, but Ann Archer, like, come on, Michael Douglas, you don't dip off on Ann Archer.
I'm with Miller Goodman and Hearst. I do all your legal work. I haven't seen you around their office.
I've just been with him a couple of weeks.
And look, she looking for her husband. She like, honey, keep flirting, and I got this burner in my bag,
Better run along.
and shit will get real.
It was very nice to meet you. Oh, give me a break.
And Glenn Close just couldn't take her fucking eyes off him. From the moment she met him, all she heard was the flamingos all in her head. Do-bop, do-bop. Do-bop, do-bop. Even though it's probably like a psycho version of that. It was probably the Flamingos I Only Have Eyes for You song, but with the psycho, Alfred Hitchcock theme somewhere incorporated in there. Because she's fucking nuts in this movie. And speaking of which, if we do talk about like these types of psycho stalker type of movies, as far as the women go, and ladies, I am going to do when cuffing season officially jumps off. I think this time around I am going to do the ones that a lot of them that are more geared towards the crazy guys. It's not just crazy women out here. So I got y'all, ladies. We gonna do shit like The Perfect Guy with who's the crazy guy in that movie? Was it Michael Ealy? I think it was. I lose track because a lot of those movies have like some of the same cast. Fatal Affair with Omar Epps and stuff like that. P2 with I think Wes Bentley was that actor's name. But if we're gonna talk about crazy women and psycho stalker films, you got to pay homage to the template for this movie, which was Play Misty for Me. Clint Eastwood. I think it was his directorial debut or his acting debut, one or the other, but. He directed and acted in that film, so it's like that's why he's one of the GOATs. Did commentary for that too, if y'all want to check it out. That was I want to say 2 Januaries ago, maybe. I'm not sure, people. No, I think it was last January.
No, honey, Quincy's got to stay here with Daddy. Daddy's gonna be all alone.
Sorry, Quincy. Now you're not going to forget to walk him, are
I
you?
promise.
Oh, okay. You have a good meeting.
Okay, see you tomorrow night.
See, and she's such a good wife, man. So it's like, Michael Douglas brings all of this shit on himself. And even the moments where I'm rooting for him not to get murdered because he didn't deserve to die or get stalked. But it's like these things don't go without consequence in this world. And this is a prime example of what can happen. But a lot of times I'm rooting for her. Like there's a moment where he confesses to her what he's done. He cheated and Alex gets pregnant. And she's like beating him up in like mild wifely fashion where she's just like hitting on him. And she's like, what is the matter with you? And it's just like, yeah, like what's up with you, dog?
You know where she is?
Well, since we got a little time, maybe you can tell us exactly what happened to your neck, Bob. That's cute, very cute.
Sorry, I'm late. Just getting the file.
Dan, this is Alex Forrest, our new associate editor.
He kind of almost looks the same way he does in Men in Black, because this was, 10 years prior to him being in Men in Black? I think that was 97. That movie came out.
New Jersey was fooling around.
Because there's that line where he's just not afraid to die when he looks at the roaches that come out of Edgar's, sleeve as he hands him the pierogies. He's like, you can kill us both, but you'll never have the galaxy.
Look, if we don't sell those books, we're screwed.
Well, that's all fine, but if I'm going to go to court to prove the center is not based upon this congressman, then I have to know the truth. Now, strictly between these walls, all right? Did the author have an affair with Mr. Ohio or not?
Probably. It's like, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, she did. But she also had a lot of affairs with other politicians. Any one of them could make the same claim. She swears his character's fictitious. I just got off the phone with her.
And you believe her?
Yeah, I believe her.
Yeah, you're also a fucking nutcase, so it says a lot.
If we believe the girl, is this how we can get
And I love how she mouths the words like something on your nose. And he mouths the words back, thank you. Like, but come on, man, y'all, like he know what he doing, man. Fellas, I'm telling you, this is one of them times where listen, I can't side with us all the way here. Now maybe when she starts getting murderous, sure. But yo, y'all gotta be careful out here, man. You know, whether y'all being infidels or otherwise, even if you single, don't fuck around with an Alex Forrest, man, because I'm telling you, I think I've said this when I was doing my cuffing season editions. I've had never murderous, because I got sisters and shit like that will handle that. But I've had psychopaths before. You know, for somebody who, you know, says all the time, like, I don't mind. You know, I call my lady crazy all the time, and I know she gets mad when I do that, but I say it out of pure love, like I really do. Because if she wasn't a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, I'd feel a little differently. But the fact that she's crazy is amazing. I'm very much attracted to it. But, you know, for somebody that says that a lot, I've not been scared, but a little bit nervous with psychopaths I've dealt with in the past. And it's not a good feeling when you feel like you're not in control, you know, whether it's phone calls, visits, just anything unwanted.
It was true, you know, and she bought it. Did I make something like that? Waiter?
I try not to share too much of my past history in this commentary for y'all, man. Fuck all that. I ain't throwing myself under the bus.
Miss? Can we have 2 coffees, please?
And as harmless as this may seem, he was fucking up right here from the beginning. Y'all shouldn't have went and got a drink in the first place. Nah.
It's like being a doctor who's telling you their innermost secrets.
Let's be discreet.
Because it's like if his wife was to call him, I mean, of course he didn't have cell phones back then. But it's like, you know, what would he say? You know, if you can't tell her you're there and she wouldn't be cool with that, then why even be there? And vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I'm discreet.
It's like it's a respect thing at the end of the day. And she wanted to fuck him right then and there. And I feel like that was a mutual thing also, because when she asked him, was he discreet? He said, yes. So they knew what they were about to get into. And I feel like what they were talking about with the book and the book author and the woman that had the affair, I feel like that was foreshadowing what's about to happen.
That make you feel good?
Doesn't make me feel bad.
Oh, Dan Gallagher.
Where's my wife? My wife is in the country with her parents visiting a week.
And you're here with a strange girl.
She looked at him like jackpot.
I don't think having dinner with anybody's a crime. Yeah.
Wifey's out of town, and that nigga is running these streets like he don't know how to act. This motherfucker might as well be on the front cover of Homeward Bound or something. Go on and be a dog. That's what a lot of people would say, but he's a married man, so I can't condone that. I don't want people to think I'm sounding like a purist on on this episode, man. I did say I was going to do things that were more geared towards the females because I need way more females to listen. So it's just me being real, because I have a lot of all my views on cheating, whether it's male, female, whatever the case may be, all that shit stays the same. You know, commentary, off the show, whatever the case may be. Yep. And he said it so calmly and quietly. Let's get the check so we can go back to your apartment so I can check up on it. My man ain't strap up or nothing. He went right in there, right on the kitchen counter. Oh, I'm sorry, right on the kitchen sink. That was a nice touch, and it made the scene like not a bit more, but way more sensual. How she turns on the water, and she starts like rubbing it on his face, and then she rubs it on herself. It added to the scene, and how he's like struggling to walk with his pants on his ankles. Now, for Alex Forrest to have acted this way throughout this movie, I will say this. Mr. Dan Gallagher hit every wall up in there. And I'm not talking about her apartment, people. That motherfucker, when he slid inside of her, he made sure he hit every wall. Up, down, left, right. That motherfucker was doing, old school Sega Genesis codes in that pussy. He really had to have been. This is the problem, fellas. If that's not your girl, or you have no intentions on making that your girl, or whatever the case may be, stop giving them that type of dick, man. Wise man once said, like, don't, y'all be putting the whole thing in, man. Y'all put the whole thing in, and y'all hit that crazy button. Only the blessed and fortunate brothers know exactly what I'm talking about, man. But y'all hit that crazy button, and that's it. You stuck with that crazy for as long. It's not you stuck with that crazy for as long as she decides. You're no longer in charge of that crazy. See, she activated now. She just got her ass bust, and he was like, oh, thank God, because he probably wasn't sure if he still had it outside of his bedroom in marriage. But she's like, are you feeling energetic? And they go fucking, look at this, salsa dancing and shit. Like, I'd have been like, look, man, I need a Red Bull or something. I love how there are just so many random bonfires in this alleyway. That's a shame. Beth is in the country with his fucking in-laws, and he's just having a night out on the town, having a getaway weekend fling with this chick. Going back for the nightcap. Now, I think... Now, again, don't quote me on this. Y'all might want to watch the making of and stuff like that. Or the documentaries and the interviews. But I remember Glenn Close saying something, either this scene or the first sex scene, where she needed a bunch of margaritas to, like, kind of let her guard down and get comfortable with this type of shit. And that's understandable because, like, sex scenes, while they look great on screen to a lot of people, I can only imagine how uncomfortable that's got to be for the actor and the actress, because there's like 15, maybe more people on set making sure that this, script supervisors, boom mic handlers and stuff like that. There's all these people trying to make sure the scene goes properly, and it's not like you have privacy like the scene looks. And he is getting the best A1 top game of his entire life. He had to be quiet as a church mouse when that dude just walked past. Now, y'all know the whole time when he was shaking to press the button for the elevator to start moving again, he was busting a nut that entire time. Well, he probably was shaking to press the button because he was embarrassed. Like, yeah, that was all of 2 minutes. Just so careless. She put her key on the top of that thing. Now look, the walk of shame. We've all been there. And don't y'all lie. Don't a single one of y'all listening to this commentary think to yourself, well, I have never in my life done the walk. I mean, maybe there's a small, teeny, tiny percentage of people who've never done the walk of shame. But that's exactly what it was. It was a walk of shame. That's why you make smarter decisions the older you get. Find yourself something meaningful, something you'll never dip out from, people, and you stick the fuck with it. Otherwise, you'll be like Dan Gallagher or Alex Forrest. Or Beth Gallagher on the receiving end of all of this shit. Who really is the innocent bystander. She did nothing wrong. This whole movie, she did nothing wrong.
Hello? Oh, Dan, darling, we were expecting you. It's a pity.
Actually, I take that back, people, because I'm about to get real deep for a second. Beth Gallagher did one thing wrong in this entire movie, and I understand she was married and they had a child together. But once your spouse cheats, I feel like that's a deal breaker. I feel like the two deal breakers are when shit starts getting physical or when y'all are cheating on each other. That shit is a wrap. There's no going back from that. I see people post all the time on social media, like, if your spouse cheats on you, can things ever go back to normal? And my answer is very simple. It's no, it can't. Plenty of reasons why. Bunch of reasons why, but it just can't.
So, are you getting any work done? Listen, there's some of the spaghetti sauce in the refrigerator if you get hungry.
Great, okay. How's Ellen?
She is having the best time. I just hope that Dad survives it. Honey, I don't know how to tell you this, but she wants a rabbit.
Jesus Christ, this goddamn families don't even know his art. I mean, please.
Yeah, there's a dog. She wants a rabbit, and her father's a dog as well. So, the more the merrier with the animals. Keep them coming.
There's a problem with the house.
They sold it.
Very funny. No, we can't get in to see it until late this afternoon. I'm not up to fighting the traffic. I thought I would come in tomorrow.
What about school?
She's only 5 years old. What's she gonna miss? Trigonometry?
True that.
Okay, all right. Well, then I'll see you when I get home from work.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
That's how my mom was growing up. Like, I remember one time she got off the phone with the school about something, and she's like, well, you got the day off. Fuck it. I'm like, hell yeah. Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic Spinball all day on Sega.
What happened? I woke up, you weren't here.
And Altered Beast. Still waiting for my Altered Beast movie, though.
You think of it now? I left you a note right by your bed.
That letter probably said, look how small that letter was. It said, Dear Alex, sorry I gave you the relationship dick, but I had to run. See you next time.
Poor dog is tapping out of his house.
Well, bring the dog. I love animals. I'm a great cook. Come on.
Listen, I'd love to, but I can't, all right? I really can't.
Well, or you can work here. I won't disturb you, I promise. I'll be a good girl.
If he wasn't married, that shit would sound like such an amazing offer. I love how, if he wasn't married, I love how she said, you can get your work done here. I won't bother you. I'll be a good girl. It's like, damn, girl, you are persistent. The dog's really looking for Ann Archer. Like, she does not smell like mommy. Quincy, that's an interesting name for a dog. I love that shot, like how the camera's so close to the ground, all shaky while it's approaching Dan like that.
You bastard.
Your face.
That was a shitty thing to do.
I'm sorry. I was just fooling around.
My father died of a heart attack. I was 7 years old. It happened right in front of me.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. Really, I had no idea if I did. I'd never would have done anything like that.
She's a fucking nutcase, yo.
He's alive.
Yeah, he's alive and well and living in Phoenix.
I guess you certainly got me, didn't you?
Yeah, but she didn't though. But I mean, she did, but then she didn't because her. You know, we find out later on. It's kind of like that moment that we had in Misery where we find out, damn, like this chick's way crazier than we thought. Like her dad, she made that joke. Or she said what she said, and then she joked about it, like, no, he's alive. But then we see he broke into her apartment, breaks into her apartment later on in the movie, and he sees that her father, I think Stanley Forrest is his name, actually is dead. So she's a fucking nutcase, man. Now here's a little fun fact for y'all. Madam Butterfly that's playing in this scene, this was to foreshadow the original ending for the movie. And the original ending for the movie, after Dan has that encounter with Alex when he busts through her apartment and they had that fight where she comes after him with the knife and he chokes her out and stuff like that. After that scene, the cops come to his house and tell him, or a little bit after, the cops come to his house and tell him that, you know, Miss Forrest has been found murdered. And what she does is there's a scene and it's a really morbid, dark fucking ending, alternate ending, where she cuts her throat like ear to ear slowly. They don't shy away from it either. They show it. She cuts her throat ear to ear very slowly while she's sitting down on the floor of her apartment listening to Madam Butterfly. So this was kind of a dark ass foreshadowing moment, but the test screening audiences didn't really care for that ending. They wanted, you know, a more satisfying ending. They didn't like the fact that she took herself out, and they wanted Beth Gallagher to have more of a say-so in, you know, like Alex's downfall, her demise. So they shot the ending over, and they feel like had they would have kept that original ending, the movie wouldn't have been what it was. Endings can change a lot, man. They tried to, you know, I've said this before, they tried to get George A. Romero to change the ending for Night of the Living Dead. Had they would have, I don't think it would have been as impactful at all. And that's not even to take away nothing else the rest of the film had to offer, or this one. But the way you close out is, you know, it says a lot. An ending can fuck up an entire movie for people. You can have everything going for you in the first two acts, but if that third act and how it ends doesn't sit well with the audiences in the theatrical release, then it's sad to say, but it's got potential to turn your movie to a slight bomb in a lot of ways.
I was running wiser that all the interesting guys are always married.
It's because you have shitty taste in men, that's why.
How long have you been married?
9 years.
Have any kids?
Got a 6-year-old girl.
Sounds good.
She got instantly jealous.
I'm lucky.
So what are you doing here?
He's like, I'm lucky, but what I'm doing here, I'm horny. He should have just kept it real with her. Like, hell, you do some tricks, man, that my old lady does not do in the bedroom, let me tell you.
I had a wonderful time last night. I'd like to see you again.
See, here we go. It's side chick syndrome, man. She started.
I just don't think it's possible.
But he shouldn't have fucking, like, come on, man. You opened up Pandora's box and now you got all these restraints. Yeah, I don't think it's possible. After this weekend, I'm done and this, that, and that. Like, no, you on her time now. You're not in charge anymore. Telling you, man, you done hit that goddamn button. She's activated now.
But I'm married.
Yeah, we know. She know.
What can I say?
Just my luck.
Get better taste than men that aren't taken. Damn it. Save yourself the disappointment. Now let me ask y'all, who is crazier out of all of them chicks? Is it, god damn it, I'm so mad I can't remember the actress's name, and I should know because she passed away and I felt so bad when I heard that news, because I was such a late bloomer to play Misty for me. But that actress, Alex Forrest, Annie Wilkes from Misery, Brandy Webb from A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, Madison Bell from Swim Fan. Like, who's the craziest chick on screen y'all have ever seen stalk somebody? What's the chick name? Lisa, Ali Larder's character from Obsessed.
Yeah, I don't think I like this.
Like what?
Will you run away after every time we make love?
Well, Alex, what difference does it make whether I leave now or in the morning?
He should have been like, whoa, well, first of all, we're not making love here.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Please stop it. Hey, come on. Hey, Alex, come on. What's the problem?
Oh, another Psycho Stalker chick movie is Fatale, which I recently saw a couple months ago. It's got Michael Ealy and Hilary Swank in there, but it's a crazy twist on that movie.
Don't call me, I'll call you.
Look, you knew about me, all right? I didn't hide anything.
It's actually a couple twists in that movie, which made it way better than I thought it was going to be.
Come on now, we are adults, aren't we?
What's that supposed to
I thought we could have a good time.
No, you didn't. You thought you'd have a good time. You didn't stop for a second to think about me.
He's like, and you didn't stop for a second to think that your tan lines on them tits
Look, Alex,
are very prominent right now in this scene.
if I wasn't with somebody else, and maybe I'd be with you. But I am.
Please don't justify yourself as pathetic.
Ooh,
You tell me to fuck off, I'd have more respect for you.
ooh,
All right, then fuck off.
ooh. Scene just kept getting spicier and spicier. Listen, y'all both want to insult each other? Hey, you gotta be ready for that.
I'm going.
Why don't you come over here and say goodbye nicely?
Why the fuck is the dog still there? Like he lives there? I don't think I've ever noticed that Quincy was in the corner when Michael Douglas was about to leave. This was the part where I'm just like, and they did lift this scene from Play Misty for me, because she definitely cuts her wrist in that movie. But she does it here too, and it's a bad scene in any movie. They didn't even show it yet, but just the idea of it is like fuck. Self-mutilation type shit. And then she's rubbing her slit wrist blood all on his face like it's water from the sink when they were making love. Ugh. What do you think it was? KY jelly? Like she was getting herself warmed up? Fuck! Ooh. I love her reaction to when the water hits them cuts, man. Woo. Now look, he like, Lord, I'd never do it again. I'd never do it again. What the fuck did I get myself into? Not only is she psycho, but she's suicidal too. Jesus Christ. On a cross. Blood all over the apartment. He's scrambling through medicine cabinets and shit. I'm telling you, man. What if he just jumped out her apartment window in this scene and was like, fuck this, man. I'll call her some help, but damn. But she knew what to do to let him know, look, I'm crazy as shit and you ain't going nowhere. Look how she just cradles herself in his arms like that, because he's just like, yo, like, I can't leave her now. She tried to kill herself. Like, if I leave her here overnight by herself, what's she going to do to herself again? And like, she's playing chess with this dude. Like, she's doing a lot of spontaneous things, but Alex Forrest is not stupid in any type of way in this movie.
Hi. Did you just call me? Oh, I was in the shower. I thought it was you. So how are you? Did you have a good day? Yeah. Really? Oh, that's terrific. That's really terrific.
And Quincy's just laying on the floor like, I'm so sick of this cheating ass nigga already.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna see it.
Quincy's like, I'm a dog. And this motherfucker's more of a dog than I am. Go figure.
Okay, darling. I love you.
And she was playing sleep. She wasn't asleep. Now I wonder if he slept at all. Was he just standing at that window until daylight came, like how Arnold did in T2? Hey Alex,
How you feeling?
I know you don't want to hear this because you did some bad things to yourself last night, but I got to get the fuck up out of here. Don't ever call me. Don't ever email me. Fax. Don't text me.
If you don't want to.
Then again, it was 1987, so she wouldn't be able to text him.
Promise me you're gonna go see the doctor.
She better. She need to get her fucking wrist stitched up. Go see the doctor, and then go see a psychiatrist. See, you need to make it a 2-day thing, all day long. Both days. All day long. Just go get whatever help you need. And ladies, I'm not defending this crazy ass Alex Forrest, but it's never worth it. Like, don't do it over that guy. Please don't. That self-mutilation cutter type of shit. Don't do it over no guy. Fellas, don't do it over no woman. There will be somebody else who won't ever make you feel like that in life. Or just don't be in this type of situation in the first place.
Spaghetti meat sauce? That's it, but make it Italian out of you again. That's good. Have a good one, yeah.
She left that spaghetti for Dan. He gave it to Quincy. Oh, Dan, you stay fucking up. That really should have been the title of this whole movie.
What are you doing here? It's 8 a.m.
On the shitter, Martha. Gotta be in court by 2 hours behind.
Jesus, look at his day. He's swamped with work.
Tell him we're fine. I'll be here by 2.
At 2? Okay.
Good morning, Martha.
I mean, Martha, you just not gonna say good morning back?
Hey, honey. Oh, God, I missed you. Yeah? You did? Uh-huh. Well, good, honey. Why don't you slow down? I can't understand one word you say.
That's how I be with my daughter. She tries to tell me her entire week in 1 minute. Like, Daddy, we went to the zoo, and then we went to the thing, and then and then the aliens came down, and then we went to Saturn, and then all the rings on Saturn had exploded, and then I watched Halloween Kills, and then the only thing I'll hear out of that is like, wait, your mother let you watch Halloween Kills? I don't know if that was a good idea. And he's got that, oh my God, baby, I missed how you smelled. I smell like Alex Forrest, but I had to wash it off several times. He's trying to act like everything's normal.
I think you're in a lot of trouble.
Just look how happy they are to be back to him, and they don't know what type of piece of shit thing he's done. And Ann Archer's just so proud. She's looking at him like, I have the best husband in the world. He's loyal, he's faithful, he's a good father.
So how was it? Oh, come on. I'm a big boy. I can take it.
Shut up.
It has a place for rabbits.
Oh, no. She said it. She said the R word. Oh, no.
And what makes this movie so effective are moments like this. a lot of the moments where you don't have Glenn Close and Michael Douglas in the same scene together, whether they're getting along or not. It's the moments with Dan, Ellen, and Beth, like being this family of three and just acting seemingly normal, like him acting like nothing has ever happened. But we as the audience, we know what he did, and it's just like, yo, how can you, man? I don't get it.
Roll, Dad.
It's in this room, sweetheart.
But, you know, Halloween is not just on the 31st, man. People wear masks every day. Damn, prayers up for Southwest, man. I just checked Instagram for a split second and it was a big ass fire out there. They said 57th and Elmwood. I really hope everybody's okay because it's like a big ass cloud of smoke out there. I'm not sure if it was like a school, if it was what type of building it was.
Just think of all the money we're gonna save not living in New York.
The local high school's excellent. My own children went there.
Oh, well, they must be assholes, lady.
Oh, I'm sure. Is it okay if I go
Please go right ahead. I'll wait for you down here.
She looks like she'd sell somebody the Amityville Horror House.
Can you fix up anything?
I don't know, something about that hat that lady's wearing.
parties? Beth, you're making me very nervous. Oh, now look at this. This is fantastic.
This will make a terrific playroom.
What are you talking about playroom? This is my den.
Yep.
The den.
I'd have told my lady, like, dibs, you can do whatever you want with any room in this house, even our bedroom. I don't care. Let me have this attic, please. That is the den, the man cave, the upper man cave, whatever you want to call it. And he turns it into that. I love that. That's probably the best room in their entire house is that attic.
Hi, Eunice. Martha back from lunch?
She just returned.
Thank you.
And he's just like, God damn it, man. I did not expect to see you here.
Hi.
Hello.
This isn't a bad time, is it? I was in the area. I figured that.
He's like, oh, no, well, you know, we've only agreed to not see each other anymore. It's perfect. Perfect time. Perfect time. My apologies, people, if y'all can hear that loud ass chopper outside of my window. Just a regular night in Uptown. Damn, and she curved the shit out of Stuart Pankin. He said, have we met somewhere? She said, I don't think so. Like, just that fast. She just brushed off the pictures of his family in his office.
You okay?
I'm fine.
I was gonna call you today.
No, you weren't.
This is terribly embarrassing. I just wanted to say sorry for what happened. I had no right to put you through all that.
Nothing happened, okay?
No, I was going through a bad time and everything was coming to a crisis, but I'm fine. I'm really all right, and thank you.
You have to thank me.
Oh yeah, I do. A lot of guys would have just run away.
That's true.
I know what I would have done if you hadn't been there.
Well, you look good.
You look good. One thing about this movie that they don't do, and I don't necessarily mind, but it would have been kind of decent to know a little bit of the time that passes throughout sequences in this movie. Because for her to say, you know, I was going through something at the time and this, that, and the other, him saying you look good, like they haven't seen each other in months.
Tickets to Madame Butterfly. 2 weeks from Thursday. I'd really love it if you'd come with me, kind of as a peace offering.
That's very nice. But I don't think it's a good idea.
No strings attached.
Alex.
He's like, Alex, shut the fuck up. I'm not biting the bait. Please. That's what they do as well, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Fellas, heed the signs, man. The red flags, as everybody's fucking posting on social media as if there's something new. I hate that new trend of when people, like the caption says, when they do this or when they do that, and then it's a bunch of red flag emojis. It's like, all right, come on now. But you gotta heed that shit, because they'll dangle bait in front of you. Like, yeah, I've got tickets to this, or I bought you a PS12. I mean, I know we're only on PS5s right now, but my parents work at Sony, so here you go. Then there's gonna be a dumbass nigga out there that's like, wait, did you say PS12? Yeah, let me get that John. You fall right into the trap. Fall right into the trap. And I'm not putting no names out there. And I hope my ladies does not get pissed off of me talking about past experience. It's all in context. It's all in context, everything I'm saying. There was a Psycho Stalker experience. I want to say 2008, I think. And it was a vulnerable time for me, man. I just lost my grandpop. You know, he had raised me. But I remember breaking it off with somebody I was dealing with. And, you know, couldn't be involved in the situation at all. I'm not gonna go too into detail, but she tried to bait me with all these clothes. You know, she came to the house unannounced, let me know she was outside, and I literally peeked through the blinds because I'm like, I'm not going out there. And then she texted me and was like, yeah, I still bought you something anyway. And there was a bag on my porch, and it was like an Aeropostale bag or something like that. And I open the door really slow, and I'm checking to the left of me, checking to the right of me, looking down the street. It's a big ass tree in front of my crib. I'm looking in the bush, making sure nobody pops out. Then I'm afraid to look and see what's in the bag, because I'm like, this shit could be a severed head. It could be a bomb. I don't know what it is, but don't never fall into the trap, guys.
You gonna go for summary judgment?
Why not, Arthur? I mean, the facts are not...
Fred Gwynn, ladies and gentlemen. Rest in peace. Shout out to Fred Gwynn.
Whether he plagiarized it in his book.
Now this was before Pet Sematary. Pet Sematary was in 89.
Roger sure as hell didn't use any of the words in the book.
But I also did commentary for Pet Sematary, the original, if y'all want to check that out. Haven't gotten around to the second and the remake though. Remake was pretty blah.
Not about Rogers versus Winesky. No, sir. Good.
He's still in a meeting. Yes, I know. I did expect him to be through by now.
That secretary is like, bitch, excuse me, are you his wife? Beth, is this you? Oh no? Well, bye.
His list of calls. It's Alex.
Again. I thought you told her I'd call her back.
I did.
I put her on hold.
No, tell her I'm not here.
Tuesday be great, Arthur.
I look forward to it.
Thank you. I will.
He's like, I'll catch you on that road, huh? Sometime I'll tell you about that road. I swear the soil is sour, stonier than a man's heart. Or whatever the fuck Judd was saying in Pet Sematary. I love his fucking character in Pet Sematary. He gets on my nerves, but in the best ways, because he talks like, I always feel like Clancy Brown in Pet Sematary 2 was channeling his inner Fred Gwynn, because they both talk a lot, or talk the same. I meant to say talk alike, rather. Because Fred, what's his name? Who did I just say? Clancy Brown in the second movie, he's like, Drew, buddy. Thought you said you were going to stop eating so much food. We're going to tone down on your flabby ass. Yeah, if she calls again, tell her I've resigned. I quit. I'd moved to another universe. Tell her I moved to the nowhere. God damn. It's another thing I've gotten back in the day is like, and this isn't even from the same person that I was mentioning before with the bag on the porch. It was like the phone calls. It's just like, God damn. You don't even make a nigga miss you. Like, I'm talking like phone calls. You know how the house phones will ring? Then when your answer machine comes on, it'll stop ringing. Now, even if someone calls back after that, there's a certain time frame where the phone stops ringing. I shit y'all not. The shit was ringing for like 5 minutes straight. and two of my friends, we were in the basement smoking at the time. This was a really long time ago. We were in the basement smoking at the time, and they were like, damn, dog, like, that joint didn't stop ringing. And I'm like, yeah, now you see why I want to turn the fucking ringer off on the house phone, but I can't. There's a good scene also where she's, you know, Ann Archer's just putting on her makeup and he comes up behind her and he's just admiring how beautiful she is. And it's just, you know, it's sweet moments to the naked eye, but they're just really moments of guilt. And it's sad because she doesn't even know it yet. Bruh, did he just put his mouth all on the fucking champagne bottle and then poured everybody's shit? Nobody knows where his mouth has been.
That's my wife. All right, ladies. A little attention, please, ladies.
She drank before the toast.
My wife. Ball and chain.
You should have such a ball and chain.
Mother of some of my children.
Be that confident.
Here, Mr. Miller. Goodman. Hurst. And Gallagher.
Give me a break, will you guys? All they did is ask me to lunch, you know?
Yeah, and you're moving to your country estate. You forget you never knew us.
Oh, no, wait a minute. I read one of those self-help books.
It's published by Robinson Hart, of course.
Of course. Samurai, self-help. Yeah, in it tells you how to deal with the anxieties of your friend says. You move up.
Oh, it was a junkyard fire. I had to check that out again, people. The fire I was just talking about, they keep posting that was in the Southwest. It was a junkyard fire. I really am praying nobody was injured in that damn fire.
I mean, let's face it, things have changed. This is not a class of society. As a matter of fact, this is it, guys. Goodbye.
Mr. Man is running true to form.
Honey, I think we gotta make a clean break. I mean, we're on a roll. We gotta travel light. You know, let's face it.
Travel light.
Thanks for the time you've given us.
Here, you drink. I want you with a lampshade on your head by 10 o'clock.
Why should you do
A lampshade.
Hello? Hello?
Uh-oh. Here we go. With the obscene phone calls. Well, not obscene phone calls, but just silent but deadly.
Hello?
She didn't give her shit. No breathing, no chewing, no music in the background, no voice changer asking her what's her favorite scary movie. She just called dead silence. You got 2 hellos from me before I hang up. I don't like answering unsaved numbers, but if an unsaved number calls me twice, I assume it's somebody that is intentionally calling me and they're calling me for a reason. So I like to pick up the second time they call to make sure it's not like an emergency with anybody I know or anything like that, or anybody close to me rather. But you know, I do hello and then I say hello again and I'm banging on you right in your ear right after that. That's it.
Yeah, Richards. It's kind of late.
Listen how she's panting.
Refuse to take my phone calls at the office. You leave me no choice.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Whew.
Oh, is it awkward for you to talk?
You could say that.
I've got to see you.
See, that's back in the day before his wife could have been like, who are you on the phone with? Let me see.
The documentation answers that question right now.
No call ID, no, you know what I mean?
No.
2 o'clock in the morning, he talking about some, yeah, Richards. It's a little early for this.
Be there.
Now here, this is when we start to see Glenn Close's transition. It happens in a lot of movies, man. You see it in this. You see it in Play Misty For Me. You see it in Swim Fan where they start to look crazy.
I mean, you've had your fun, now you just want a quiet life.
Crazier than they already were.
You need help.
Don't tell me what I need.
You need to shrink.
Like, it really starts to take a physical toll on them throughout the movie. And I feel like that's a choice that the art department, or not the art department rather, but the makeup department and the director chose. Oh, she just told him that 143.
How can you say that?
Alex, we spent a weekend together. That's all.
You spent that second night. You must like me a little.
Because I was concerned about you. Jesus Christ.
She's like, listen to me. You hit every wall and no man has ever done that.
I have a whole...
You touched places that I didn't even know I had. And he's like, well, Alex, I'm Casanova. What do you expect? Fucking Michael Douglas.
Is this what you want to talk about, our imaginary love affair?
I'm pregnant.
Oh my God.
I saw my gynecologist on Monday. Here's his card. You can call him.
Look how his whole world just got rocked when she told him she was pregnant. Woo.
You don't,
Woo.
Use anything? No. I had a very bad miscarriage last year. I didn't think I could get pregnant.
I mean, hold up. First of all, he's all like, well, you don't use anything? Obviously, he was talking about birth control, and she says...
Because I don't sleep around.
I kind of like that line from her because I almost believe her when she says, I don't sleep around. But it's like, who knows? Only the writers and the director would know if that's true or not. Or maybe it was for Glenn Close to make up in her head. Because she could be lying, easily be lying, because she feels justified in every action she's doing. And Glenn Close has said that in interviews. She never felt like Alex Forrest was wrong for what she was doing. Never felt like she was insane for what she was doing, which is scary as shit. There's some scary method acting. But, you know, he's like, you don't use anything. He was referring to birth control. It's like, first of all, you went in willy-nilly, raw dog, no grease, no condoms, no nothing. You ain't ask her if she's on something. I'm pretty sure you ain't pull out.
There's nothing to do with you.
And another thing, fellas, I get tired of...
Why telling me? Why?
One of my homies, I'm not even going to put his name out there. He preaches to me all the time. Yo, I'm the pull-out king. And it's like, dog, you don't even understand how that works, man. There's no such thing as the pull-out method.
Maybe my last chance to have a child.
It's more like Russian roulette, yo. Like, honestly, realistically speaking.
We are going to live with this for the rest of our lives.
Oh, she knows.
I've thought of that. I know how you feel. It's a big thing. But it doesn't have to be a problem. Really, it doesn't. You play fair with me, I'll play fair with you.
Ooh, wait. He's looking like, yo, I really fucked up. He is not in charge. That look on his face is the moment he realizes he is no longer in charge of this. He never was. I'm telling you, the moment that button was activated, that nigga lost control completely. She don't care if you're married with children. Shout out to Ed O'Neill when he played Al Bundy, by the way. But I'm just saying. And he's looking like, how the fuck do I tell my wife and my 5-year-old child? See, that guilt, man, that guilt is tearing him apart in this movie. And rightfully so, because he should have never done it. That's when they did that slow close up on him, when he just like had that look of shame and put his hand over his face or his hand over his head. They should have just played that Trey Songz, John. And I wish we never did it. That's why shit. I need to put that in my playlist now that I think about it. It's a pretty different meaning for the situation in this movie, but that part, I wish we never did it. Like that, I'm pretty sure that's Michael Douglas right now. Breaking into her apartment. He knows where she keeps her key. Extreme measures, people. Went right up in her apartment. He walked right up in there like he lived in that bitch. Yo, I mean, he knows his way around. He spent enough time up in that mother. I definitely just sounded like Stacy from Menace to Society, where he was talking to Kane in the car. He said, "You spent enough time up in that motherfucker. You should be trying to fuck." Damn, that's another one I gotta do, man. Menace to Society commentary. That's a great one. There we go. Stanley Forrest. Obituaries, yep. September 29th, 1959. And died of a sudden heart attack. So it's like she told him what the truth was, and when he reacted the way he did, I guess she didn't want to scare him off. So she's like, nah, he's alive and well, living in Phoenix. But that is a scene, it reminds me of Misery when Paul Sheldon sees that Annie Wilkes, you know, he's going through her scrapbook and he sees that she was like murdering these children. I'm pretty sure that was the articles that were in there. They were newspaper clippings about her killing these children.
26. Congratulations. I can't even imagine what you told her. Anyway.
Why are they having this fucking conversation in the library of all places? He's like, listen, if we talk low enough in the stacks, they won't hear us.
I broke into her apartment. I know you. Me, a lawyer, breaking in. I'm looking for something, anything to get a handle on what I'm dealing with.
And I love how his homie's just like, oh, brother, what are you doing? I feel like they Stuart Pankin should have broke character in like a blooper moment, and they should have kept it in there because he could have easily like reacted differently and got loud, but he didn't. But I remember there was a scene in Basic Instinct, another movie where Michael Douglas is fucking up, all for the love of the pussy. You know, he tells the guy, I can't remember the actor's name, but he was in Species 2 and he's got the messed up eye. He's talking to his homie in like a diner or a bar or something. And his homie just blows up the spot. He's super loud with Michael Douglas. He's like, I can't believe you fucked her. And when I first saw that scene, I was cracking up because I'm like, man, keep your voice down, bro. Is that wine or is that water? I think that's wine. And I hear that pregnant women can drink wine in the early stages, but I just think that's very strange. I don't know. I'm not, ain't my place to say. It's just my opinion.
Operator, I've been trying to get 555-8129-212. Recording says it's been
He's like, you do know that 555 numbers are only in the movies, right?
Operator, this is a real emergency. Please, you need to give me that number. Well, fuck you!
I love how the operator on the other line, like, if you hear him faintly, he says, my place or yours, when she says, fuck you. Oh, it startled the shit out of him. He was sleepwalking across the street. That car almost took his ass out. That was a scene that they recreated in they recreated that scene in A Thin Line Between Love and Hate when he's walking out of the cleaners where he's got his suit clean and a car drives past and he falls between these two cars all crazy, but Brandy's the one that's actually driving it, Lynn Winfield. Now look how slow he's turning around. He's like, I know this bitch ain't in my house with my wife. And he couldn't blow his cover. But it's like the extreme. I told you she's not stupid. He's like, I know this ain't happening right now, right in front of my eyes. I know I don't see what I think I'm seeing.
Hi, darling. Darling, this is Alex. I'm sorry, I've forgotten your last name. Alex Forrest. Alex Forrest. This is from Dan.
And poor Ann Archer, man. She has no idea, man. Oh, my God. Such a sweetheart that has no clue what's going on.
Haven't we met somewhere before?
I don't think so.
No, we have. Weren't you at that party at the Japanese place a few weeks ago? Honey, the exercise book.
Oh, yeah.
You're a lawyer? And you work for the firm, what's the name? Well, anyway. We've definitely met.
Well, you have a good memory.
I never forget a face. It's a small world.
And she'll never forget that dick either, apparently. That's what got y'all there in the first place.
Moving to the country. Yes.
And this, you almost don't notice it. This is another one of those close-up shots where you almost don't notice how slow they're zooming in on her. Or zooming in on him when she says, I gather you're moving to the country. And you know, Beth is just blowing their cover completely. She's like, yeah, let me give you our number. We're moving out to, you know, 527 Drive-By Boulevard.
You excuse me, I have some work.
Oh, I better run too.
Thank you for the tea.
And that's the thing. Beth couldn't tell how obvious Dan was acting. You know, he looked like he just, you know, was just shell-shocked completely.
Let me give you our number so you can call it.
But I guess that's just how regular their marriage was. That's how trusting she was of her husband. And I love while she's writing down the number for Alex, Alex looks at him like, I'm sorry, what else could I do? I have to have you. Really good reaction shots throughout this movie. Because there's so many lines that are spoken without dialogue. And I love that about certain Adrian Lyne films. I love that about films in general. Where it's just understood just based on how they react to things.
She's on her own. Please, if you sit down.
No, I'm tired.
And the fact you can go home and kiss your wife after that shit, man. You are the worst. Still my favorite role of Michael Douglas of all time. Of all time.
You know damn well who it is, okay? Now come on with me, I want to talk.
So now you want to talk?
She buzzed him right in though. She was trying to get that dick again, but she keeps letting him know, like, listen, you're not pulling those strings here. She said, oh, now you want to talk? Smiling at him when she answers the door.
So what can I get you? Hot scotch and hot vodka. I just want you to be in the...
Cut this shit, will you? Just cut it! I don't know what you're up to. But I'm gonna tell you it's gonna stop right now.
No, it's not going to stop. It's going to go on and on until you face up to your responsibilities.
What responsibilities?
I'm pregnant. I'm going to have our child.
Alex, that's your choice, honey. That has nothing to do with me.
I just want to be a part of your life.
Oh, this is the way you do it, huh? Showing up at my apartment?
What am I supposed to do? You won't answer my calls. You change your number. I mean, I'm not going to be ignored, Dan.
Whew. She sold that line, man. God damn. And in their audition footage, the audition footage is a special feature on this DVD. They've got great chemistry in those early auditions, man. The rehearsals and stuff. And she actually changed that line for this scene.
Just don't flatter yourself.
I think it was just kind of like a I'm not going to be ignored type of thing. But the way that she tilts her head and says it with authority, she's letting them know, like, listen, there's plenty of options here, but being ignored is not one of them.
Why? Because I won't allow you to treat me like some slut you can just bang a couple of times and throw in the garbage.
I mean,
I'm gonna be the mother of your child.
that's a fucking wake-up call.
I want a little respect.
You want respect?
He's like, well, God damn it, watch the Aretha Franklin biopic.
What are you doing? Please, Dan. Please don't go. I didn't mean it. Please, I'm sorry. I'll tell your wife.
Jesus.
Tell my wife.
See?
It only takes a phone call.
This shit just escalates worse and worse every single time. Like, now he done put his hands on her. She threatened to tell his wife. You know what? I'm pretty sure you're gonna need that phone later on. Why would you even? Why would you even?
Guys, that's on the second door on the left. We'll land in there.
Oh my God, look at all those books she's got.
On the bench, isn't it?
Oh, put it away. All right, see that door, Frank? Nice, just like love.
I hate moving in places, people. I hate moving in places and moving out. I feel like moving in is easier. Because moving out is just the pain in the ass of just getting shit out the door. Sometimes you don't remember how you got the shit in there. And I don't know. It's hit or miss for both Yeah, we know who Martha Stewart is. And the moving guy is just like, yeah, like, whatever, dude. I don't, I'm just waiting for my tip. That's all.
Hello?
Hi, honey. How you doing? The plumber come yet?
Oh, did he ever?
Well, I don't really want to know about it, all right? Hey, guess what I'm looking at? Yeah, I got it right here. I should say I got her.
Poor little innocent rabbit.
Well,
the rabbit and Ann Archer were the most innocent individuals in this film.
She sounds cute.
And little Ellen, of course. I can't forget about Ellen because she was stuck in the mix.
No, she doesn't think she's gonna get one.
See what happens if you work here too long, Eunice? Huh?
Isn't he cute? Oh, I forgot. This ride way up.
Good night, Eunice.
Good night, Mr. Gallagher.
Yeah, he didn't even check to see what it was. It's like, okay, this arrived for me. What the hell is it? Like, you're supposed to be my secretary, for God's sakes.
Hey, Joaquin!
This is one of those, I don't know what it is about it, but that shot of just the empty hall that he's walking down right now. Something Jacob's Ladder about this sequence, man, and the way that it's shot, it just feels very thrillerish, horrorish to it. And it doesn't help that I think they're about to show, Glenn Close lurking in the shadows while he's going in the parking garage to get his will. Yep, there she is, looking like fucking Candyman with a wig on. The way she was just standing there, propped up. She should have just been like, Daniel, I came for you. And then just hypnotize his ass in the parking garage. Now, I don't know what this is she did to his car. Is it like acid or whatever the hell she did? She did a number on his vehicle right here. Like, to this day, I don't know what that shit is. Like, it looks like acid. Yeah, I have no clue what that shit is. Kind of reminds me of that scene in Acrimony. I want to say Taraji, I've only seen it like once. I want to say Taraji poured like acid on the guy's clothing. Like his suits or something like that.
Alright, honey, I'll see you in a while.
Mr. Gallagher, you got your contract.
He all over the place, forgetting shit, getting stuff in the mail, about to run people over. Not even seeing Alex Forrest tailing him behind his car. Like, good lord, this is a great scene though. One of the parts I love best about this scene is that it's daytime while she's following him to get to his country home, right? So by the time they get there, it's nighttime. But I love that they got to cross the toll bridge and everything, and she kind of just throws the change in there and keeps it moving. Because she doesn't want to, like, waste no time. She wants to find out exactly where he lives at. And all while he's listening to this cassette, this mixtape she made for him. This, Don't Ever Give Me Relationship Dick Cause I'm a Psycho mixtape that she made personally for him. He's like, man, do I want to listen to this, or do I just want to just drive home regularly and listen to WDAS-FM? I don't know. Of course he's got to listen.
Hello, Dad.
Because I would have listened. I'd have been like, she probably got some bars on here.
This is what you've reduced me to. I guess you thought you'd get away with it. Well, you can't. Because part of you is growing inside of me, and that's a fact, Dan, and you'd better start learning how to deal with it.
She sells her lines, man.
I feel you. I taste you.
Oh my.
Think you. I touch you.
Woof.
Can you understand? Can you?
I mean, it sounds good if it was coming from his wife, that is.
Asking you to acknowledge your responsibilities. Is that so bad? I don't think so. I don't think it's unreasonable. And, you know, another thing is that you thought that you could just walk into my life and turn it upside down without a thought for anyone but yourself.
Now, I wonder how many women, when they heard her saying this, they probably was cheering like, you better talk that shit, girlfriend. This part right here where she just tosses the change right in there and just keeps it moving, man. She said, nope. I'm gonna follow his ass to this new crib. I want to see how many acres of land they got. But I wonder how many women were cheering for what she was saying. Because we gotta be real, people. Regardless of whether Alex Forrest is crazy or not, I've heard women cheer for Hilary Swank and Fatal, cheer for Taraji and Acrimony. They root for these crazy ass women. So they've got the psychopaths have their fan bases out here. It's crazy. I would just say, the stalking, did he bring it upon himself? Sure. Now, the murderous shit, the rabbit getting killed and kidnapping the daughter and, going after the wife and all that type of shit, nah, he did not earn that. I feel like it's never that serious for you to, like, harm somebody over a situation like that. That's a creepy shot, too, man, of her just running in the forest in the background, like, creeping on their family. Now, had this been 2021, like, he probably would have had a neighbor that called him up like, yeah, there's a strange curly-haired blonde woman creeping outside your house. I just thought you might want to know. Oh, this is more incentive to get my daughter a puppy. She definitely wants one, but it's just all a matter of, finding a new spot and figuring out what type of dog we're going to get when that happens. Now, I wonder, was this the pregnancy that made her throw up, or was it the sight of, his happy family moment? Did that make her throw up? Because I feel like that's way more disturbing. If she got physically sick from seeing what his family life is like now that they're in the country. It's a lot of different layers to Alex Forrest, man. The main characters in general, but Alex Forrest, man, like I said, she's not she's calculated as shit, man, but she's not just a crazy woman just doing things. Excuse me. All right, first of all, that's a new tape because you said it in a completely different way while he was in the car. You ain't say it like that before. Damn. You deserve everything you get. He's like, oh, honey, I'm sorry. I was listening to fucking Alvin Schwartz. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark 3. I'm trying to tell you, it's the craziest thing I've ever. And she's so good to him. Sorry I scared the shit out you in your man cave, honey. Come on, let me give you a back rub and pour you some brandy. What? How do you dip off on that?
positive it was this woman who trashed the car?
Yes, of course.
Any witnesses?
No.
Well, when a father complains, make him feel that, there's not a lot you can do without proof.
Look, Lieutenant, this woman is completely irrational. There's no telling what she could do.
You can't go around arresting people for what they might do. You know that.
I'm not asking you to arrest her. He simply... He wants her warned.
It's only but so much he can say because he's done wrong in this situation too. You know, even in their eyes, they could be like, okay, well, you had a little fiasco and dipped off on your wife. We can't arrest that woman for that. But there's shit he can't say because he's broken into her apartment. He's put hands on her, all types of shit. So it's a fine line he's got to walk here with this.
She didn't get it out of her system like that.
You have to catch her in the act. Then we can bring charges.
Well, you saying he just has to sit there and take it?
It's his bet. Afraid he's gonna have to lie.
Whew. This is true. You made that bed, boy. You made that bed. You fucked in it. Now you lie in it. And poor Ellen. Just feeding that poor rabbit a carrot, and that's it. See, I just made it come full circle because there's a rabbit here that was in that rabbit cage. And remember, I mentioned Fred Gwynn being in Pet Sematary and Clancy Brown being in Pet Sematary too. And he was a big rabbit enthusiast until he went crazy and started killing all of them in the cage during that sequence when they played the Shit List song. I'm telling y'all, I make it come full circle on the Tudor Reviews podcast. Something as small as a rabbit did that just now. Just now. God, I love film, man. I love it. Any type of connective tissue I can find with movies that have nothing to do with each other, I love it. It's just a testament of how big a fucking movie geek I am.
Miles asked me to ask you to bury him.
Very good. We're going to do it one more time. Do it with your hat and do the bow. So when you actually do it, you know what you're doing. Let's see your bow.
No, so what you do is you throw the hat like Odd Job and try to cut somebody's head off with it in the audience. That's what you do.
Very good. You got that.
That was good. That was really good. That was so good.
Another moment of guilt, man, because he's just like, not only is my wife involved, my child's involved in this shit as well. So it's just like he keeps having these consistent moments of guilt, man, and it's not too hard to watch, but it's just like, it's like you don't feel bad for him, you feel sorry for him, and I feel like there's a big difference. Like, I'm sorry that you're that type of husband that you had to do that and destroy your family like that, but it's like you don't feel bad, where it's like you're not sympathizing in the way you could. I hope I'm making sense to everybody during this commentary. These are the types of movies where, like, they're super real life situations. It's not like zombies coming back to life or vampires and aliens and stuff, monsters and goblins, but this is real life shit right here. And I feel like we've seen it done so many times on screen after this, so people can go back and forth with who they root for. That says Black Oak Books in the background. Now, is that a woman reading that book in that rocking chair? Because yeah, that's a woman. I was about to say, because there's someone in front of her, and never mind. I was getting the wrong idea. I'm not even gonna go there. Not even gonna do it. Oh, this poor wabbit. And she's wondering, like, I love that little close-up on Ann Archer, because she's like, who the fuck left the stove on? And her look is just like, wait, what's happening here? I don't think she knows what it is, but she's just like, yo, I know I didn't leave this here. So who left it there? And this part was just vicious. Vicious as shit. Oh, God, it's bubbling and bleh. Disgusting.
What?
Oh. Fuck. And I feel like had they lingered on it any longer than they did, it wouldn't have been as effective. It would not. They had just enough reaction shots in the movie, just enough music. They showed enough that we cared to see of that dead bunny. Put that little motherfucker on the stove, like Alex. And at this point, see, now it's all such a sad scenery because it's all raining outside. They've got that familiar piano score playing, which is a decent score. And Michael Douglas is just looking outside in the rain like, man, I just spent, how much fucking money did I spend on that rabbit? Down the drain.
She okay?
No more animals. Here we go, moment of truth.
Not yet, no. I think we gotta talk.
What is it?
I know who did this.
You do? Who?
Remember the girl who came to the apartment? The one I met at the Japanese restaurant.
The one with the blonde hair.
She should have caught on right away. Guilt. She should have caught on right away.
You're scaring me.
But she's such a wholesome woman and wife that she's just oblivious to what's happening. It's been happening right in her face.
You have an affair with her?
Yes.
And she said it as a joke. And he didn't dance around it. He just straight from the hip, yes.
Beth, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you are, you sorry motherfucker.
I ever wanted to do was to hurt you. You're in love with her.
Oh, baby girl. Like that's one of the things she wanted to know. Was he in love with her? Like, yo, oh man. Such a heavy scene though. And both their acting is great in this scene.
What does it got to do with what's happened?
She's pregnant with octuplets.
Yours.
Oh, I don't know. That's what she said. Listen,
Get out! I want you out of here! I want you out of this house! I want you out now! How could you do that? I hate you! I don't want to hear it! I don't want to hear anyone!
please, just listen to me. Please, listen.
Hey, what is the matter with you?
It's a great line from her. And such a shame for Ellen to see her 5-year-old child to see her parents go at it. Now, I'm pretty sure she doesn't understand why they're fighting and yelling at each other. She just knows, like, look, daddy's packing an overnight bag with 2 spray cans of deodorant and 2 pairs of drawers. Because if I try to get anything more, mommy will stab me. But it's going to be all right. But no, it really was a heavy scene, man. Just how he presented it to her, how she reacted. The fact that she asked him, she's like, are you in love with her? And the way she couldn't even get the words out, but just broke down crying when she asked him that question. It's like she knew he dipped off, but she wanted to know something like that. She's still looking at it as if it's salvageable. You know, almost that if he said, no, I'm not in love with her, she was like, okay, cool. Like, had he not told her she was pregnant, maybe she would have been like, okay, well, you know, we can move past. I feel like that's the type of woman Beth was in this movie. Which is crazy because I feel like no woman should have to put up with that shit. No
It's over, Alex.
gender of spouse should have to put up with that kind of shit. Period. Now he looking at her like, look, he had to keep his voice low. Like, listen, my wife told me to call you, and she told me to tell you that she said don't call this. You know, my wife told me to tell you to mind your damn motherfucking business, bitch.
This is Ben Gallagher. If you ever come near my family again, I'll kill you. You understand?
Whew. Adrian Lynn said people cheered. It was either him or the woman that produced it said that people cheered when she said that line to Alex Forrest. If you ever come near my family again, I'll kill you. Do you understand? And then just banged on her. And Alex is salty. She's just like, who the fuck she thinks she's talking to? She had that moment after the fact where it's kind of like, you know what? I ain't even gonna say what I would have said to you. I would call your ass back, but I ain't got *69 on this phone. I'm telling you, I'm so glad they went with the other ending. Because with that line being said to Alex, the ending was way more satisfying with how, you know, how it ended. Basically what I was trying to say.
Hi, Daddy.
That was it. I almost thought that was cheese, but I forgot it was a fruit roll-up.
Honey, I don't know. How you doing?
Good. Yeah. Grandpa taught me in the car trip.
Oh, did he? Well, the one with the jacks.
No, the one with the case. Good. I won't. Good.
People comment. I gotta stop checking my social media. Like, even if it's briefly, I gotta stop checking social media while I'm doing commentaries because it like people comment some of the strangest shit.
Bye-bye. Daddy? Call me tomorrow.
It's not even strange per se. It's just sometimes people comment things I feel like they could have went all day without doing. Like, just be direct about shit. Like if I post something about like a question or a dilemma I'm in, like just fucking make the comment relevant. You know what I'm saying? Like make it something that's worth responding to. And a lot of people don't do that. I appreciate people taking the time out to comment on my posts. I really do. But if it's in good context, that's the only way. I don't mind. If there's anything outside of that, I just get really annoyed easily. I don't know. People do, you know. I'm weird like that. Y'all know this. I also feel like this movie, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but this movie is very well paced. It could just easily have been Glenn Close crazy every scene, but everything has a build up to it. And I feel like every scene it builds up to, every moment it builds up to, the payoff is pretty sweet. You thought, listen, I'll sue the shit out that school, because it's like, how the fuck did you think I picked her up when you didn't see me? Telling you, man, yo.
Alicia, where's Ellen?
She's gone.
I'm telling you. Tooth and nail, I'd have been tearing that building down, putting out APBs. Do not play, man. This was another thing that made this the theatrical ending way more satisfying, because it's like you didn't basically kidnapped her daughter. It's not even really against her will, but that's a 5-year-old girl. She don't know any better. She kidnapped her and took her to the fucking carnival just because she could. It's fucking crazy this movie is, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm glad I chose this, by the way, too, people. I'll get to Wreck and You know, I posted I wanted to finish up the series of You and Chucky, and I wanted to start Insecure and It's Alive and Lords of Salem. It's a whole bunch of shit I want to do this week and the week after, but it's like we will get there, people. I promise y'all. And I appreciate everybody being patient with my indecisiveness. And look, 5 years old or not, shit. That'd have been points on her license if she hit them motherfuckers. But I'm telling you, man, a 5 years old that like Ellen, you don't know about Stranger Danger? I told my daughter early on, you don't speak to every stranger. You don't have to speak to everybody. Don't do it. Stay the hell away from them too. Oh, not the front bumper. And then just drops her off all casually and then asks her for a fucking kiss afterwards. Alex Forrest got real disrespectful. She disrespecting. Ellen should have walked off like, you come near my daddy or mommy again, I will kill you. You understand? And then a little caption would have popped up, like mother, like daughter. And then it would have just been the end credits. And that would have been the alternate ending of the movie.
She'd be okay.
Yeah, she'll be fine. Oh. She was very lucky. Might have been a lot worse.
So I was like, all right, lady, damn. Just tell me she's going to be okay, all right? She just kept it going like, could have been a lot worse. A lot worse. I'm telling you, that front bumper was fucked up. We found her slumped over the steering wheel, drooling all. Like, she could have just kept going. It's like, calm down, lady. Now, this is something I've always been curious about as far as this scene goes. When Michael Douglas walks into this room, the way that Ann Archer, the guy that plays her father, looks at him, did he know that Michael Douglas had cheated? Or did he not? Because the way he looks at him, he's just got so much disappointment in his face. But I feel like, you know, a father should have checked his son-in-law. Like, listen, you're no longer a part of this fucking family. All right, I get it. That's, you know, y'all still have a child together. But, you know, when you done doing whatever, you know, your sob story, you can get the fuck up out of here. Or get carried out. Because my niggas is outside waiting. I'm trying to tell you, like, I'm not going to be that... You know, I know there's, like, my daughter's 6, people, and I know there's going to come a time, and I'm dreading it, so I want her to stay young forever if it was up to me, but I know she's going to grow up, I know she's going to date, and I know eventually one day she'll get engaged and she'll get married, and I will have to act like I don't want to strangle the life out of this guy, whoever he's going to be, but, you know, while I can wait on that moment, it is inevitable, and I really have to refrain from acting like either... You know, Marcus Burnett from Bad Boys 2 or 50 Cent's character in, what was that, Den of Thieves? Where he's like, your mama will have to wheel you around for the rest of your days. Or whatever the fuck he said to his daughter's prom date where he brought him in the room with all his goons and shit. He's like, I want you to have my daughter back by 5 o'clock now. I know you can't understand what I'm saying, but I don't know what I'm saying either. Now, here we go. Here we go. Here we go with the... Oh, Lord. And look at his face while he's going after her. He just looks so determined. She just spit in his face. Yep, that definitely wasn't Michael Douglas, so I guess he's alright. That stuntman was so obvious when he crashed through that glass door like that. Yeah, that's not Glenn. That's not Glenn Close or Michael Douglas. Of course not, you know. For legal purposes, I get it. Security purposes, and they don't want him to get hurt. This scene always got me and my sister because when we would watch this back in the day, we used to be like, there's no way she can move her neck that loosely if he was choking her with that ample amount of force. Like his face was like he was shivering while he was choking her. Now this is a good parallel because they made love on that sink counter earlier in the movie. And she turned that water on and it added to the sensuality of the love scene. But now she's turning that water on to catch her breath and she's trying to kill him in that same kitchen. Look how the tables turn, yo. She put the pack boosters on when she came at him with that knife, man. That I will say, I have been fortunate enough in all my years of dating, you know, crazy ones or not, never had to deal with the knife shit. Never had to deal with the knife shit. There was one person, like I said, everybody's nameless in this episode. After the split we had, she came to a friend of mine's house because he lived like a couple blocks away from me. She came to his house, you know, not even as a peace offering, but just to be nosy and check up on me and see what I was doing. And because they were friends and she would bring her friends over and my friends would want to be friends with her friends, she felt as though that was a good ploy to still stick around after the breakup. And I'll never forget that I purposely went in the dining room and called one of my female friends just to get on her nerves. Cause I'm like, listen, if she gets the idea, she'll leave me alone. But no, she was in the kitchen twirling a knife around the counter. And, you know, my homie's like, yo, put that shit down. Leave that shit alone. You ain't about to do nothing with that. And I'm thinking in my head, never have I ever put hands on a female. Never would. You know what I'm saying? Ever. But there is a certain thing called restraint. And once you come at me with a weapon, a knife in particular, that means you don't give a fuck about my life or yours for that matter. Because you don't know how crazy I am. I don't ever want to, look, knock on wood, don't ever want to be in that situation. That's why I told my lady like a couple of years back, I was like, listen, you know, if we ever got to those 2 points where we're dipping off on each other and things are getting physical, violent, nah, we can't be here.
My wife's in the hospital. She's gonna be killed. Now, you're not gonna do something about this. Take it easy, okay?
Damn, he got all them Yosemite Sams hanging up in the wall like that.
Okay.
I never noticed his gun collection.
Tell New York to pick her up and bring her in.
Or that "Stay Alive, Don't Drink and Drive" sign behind him.
Okay. Okay, then I'm gonna go to the.
You gonna go to the what?
Tomorrow, pick my wife up, and hopefully.
Yeah, he's snapping now. He's like, I want you to help me do anything I can.
You need to talk to me. Thank you. You're welcome.
That detective, he would be the one, and I think with another cop or 2 cops, I can't remember exactly, in the alternate ending, where they show up at his doorstep and they're like, you know, Alex Forrest has been murdered. Didn't you show up at her apartment last night? We need you to come with us. And the insinuation was that Michael Douglas got framed for her suicide. You know, they framed him. They you know, charged him with murder. That was the implication as the movie went off. But that detective does show back up. I mean, and that ending, even though it's not as strong as the one that they went with, it does piece things together because, you know, he might have been suspicious of Dan Gallagher being the murderer because he kept coming to him like, well, what if this person doesn't do that? What if this woman does that to the person? Like, he's being real indirect when he was talking about himself. So I feel like all roads did kind of lead to him in a way. Damn, I forgot this movie's damn near 2 hours long.
Detectives have no idea where she's gone. They don't know where she
Yeah, she been camping out underneath y'all house for the last 6 days. That would have made it even creepier. Like, what if they found like jars of piss in the closets and stuff, like how they did in what's that movie? Oh, he's got the gun in the drawer too. You're Next. I feel like it's an over fucking rated horror movie. They gassed that movie up so bad. It had one of the best final girls ever, but I didn't give a shit about any of the characters outside of that. It's okay. It ain't all that good, but there was a moment where I think it was the dad of the family that was being attacked at their home. He went in the closet and he saw like jars of piss and stuff like that, and he realized that the killers had been staying inside that house. They knew that house in and out, and they had been there for a while. They had been watching them, waiting to attack. I feel like that would have been creepy if they did that with Alex. And this goes well with the rest of the movie, because, you know, sometimes it could have felt like, okay, this was a reshoot. It could be an obvious, you know, switch in cinematography, switch in tone, but I feel like this integrates really well with the rest of the film. It's like they never missed a beat when they came back to reshoot this ending. And I think Glenn Close said that she was disappointed they were going to reshoot the ending, because I want to say she said she was satisfied with it and just how like dark it was. But, you know, those test audiences, man, they speak volumes. Test audiences, whoever the hell they were back in like 2001 or so, you know, they screened, they did a test screening for Halloween Homecoming before it was Halloween Resurrection, and the audience was like, oh no, we need more Busta Rhymes. And I'm wondering, like, who the fuck, no disrespect to Busta Rhymes, but not in a Halloween movie. Like, who the fuck said, yeah, we need more Busta Rhymes in this movie? Like, no. But the people spoke, and we got Halloween Resurrection, people. Y'all can check out my commentary for that. I talk about that plenty. Anytime Halloween comes up, good lord. That happens with more movies than we would ever know, though. You know, when they feel as though they've got a home run, and then the test audiences, they don't like the ending or certain shit that they may want taken out or just trimmed down. When they react, so do the producers and the directors and the creators overall. They go back in those board meetings and they're like, okay, man, like, let's look at all of our notes. What could we do differently here? What did we learn, basically? Oh, shit. Oh. What am I doing here? I live here. What are you doing here? It's like that Joker moment where Commissioner Gordon was interrogating the Joker before Batman did. He's like, where's Harvey Dent? Joker was like, well, who did you leave him with? Your people?
Because he and I feel the same way about each other.
Oh my god, and the way she just tears at her nightgown with this knife and it starts cutting into her leg. Fuck!
You get this instant attraction.
Thank God she didn't say you get this fatal attraction. I would have just looked at the screen, but thank God they didn't make that mistake. Shout out to Adrian Lynn and the writer of this.
I understand what you're doing. You're trying to move him into the country, and you're keeping him away from me.
I love that the tub's overflowing. Everything pays off.
But you...
Oof. Ooh, she's hitting skin.
Wouldn't understand that because you're so selfish.
Ooh, and she feels it too. It's almost like she's getting off on the pain a little bit. Oh, God.
He told me about you. He was very honest.
God damn, I forgot the dog's name just that fast. I was about to say, he's looking up like, yo, you don't see this ceiling leaking, Dan?
You weren't so stupid, you'd know that, but you're so stupid. You're just so stupid. You're a stupid, selfish bitch.
God. Ooh, she starts swinging that knife around. I'm telling you, it was dangerous times. Shit. telling you, man, I'm not gonna play around with somebody with no knife, man. I'm gonna kick you in the chest. He's like, what the fuck is going on upstairs? He about to charge in and just go ape shit. Well, not really, but... Ooh! Faster, Dan. He fucking crashed her right into the mirror like, no, you not. Ooh! Oh, and she cut him twice. But I love that he uses the shower curtain to shield himself. This shit's intense, man. They went with the right ending. Now, this always creeped me out. How her eyes just go damn near... I think her eyes do go completely white while he's choking her underwater. Man, he's like, you can't stab me if you can't see me. God damn, that shot right there. Her eyes are just all whited out. That's fucking crazy. Oh, man. And the expression when she's like, quote unquote, dead before the jump scare at the end, because we know the motherfuckers ain't never fully dead at the end, right? Scream taught us that in plenty of other movies, but I love how she's just like gracefully looking out that water like, I still love you, Dan. Even in death, we'll be together. Like, not many actresses can die gracefully and have an aftershock like this. Look at her. She just looks like she's, auditioning for a magazine cover. She's like, Love by Alex Forrest. Oof. There we go. She said, if you don't sit your ass down with that knife, you brought it to a gunfight, bitch. Sit your ass down. Slowly. There you go. Take a bath. It'll be your last. And she just slowly just sinks her face into that water like that. What a fucking ending. I wish I could have heard the audience reaction to this entire theatrical version of this film, man, because we don't get films like this anymore. Anything anything we get similar, people are, and I feel like I will say this, while I do love this movie way more, I feel like it's not fair to play Misty for Me because that came before this. But any film that we get that's similar to this storyline or this premise, whatever the case may be, this scenario rather, I'll say, people are going to compare it to Fatal Attraction. People will say, oh, it's the black version of Fatal Attraction. Oh, it's the gender swap version of Fatal Attraction. It's this version of Fatal Attraction. Because this was the movie to see. This was the one that set everything in stone. It has some callbacks to Play Misty for Me, but it was its own thing, man. And I think it kind of ratcheted up the tension like a lot more. And as opposed to Play Misty for Me, Dan Gallagher was a married man with a child. I think Clint Eastwood was more of a bachelor in that film, and he was like a swinging type of guy, type of thing. But Maurice Jarre is the one behind this score. Big shout out to him, and big shout out to James Dearden for writing the script, and Adrian Lin for directing a fucking 10 out of 10 classic. I'd give this shit, if my ranking system was any different, I would have given it a 20 out of 10. I'd have given it 100 out of 10, but no, it's a solid 10 out of 10, people. The acting, the writing, like I said, the pacing is amazing in this in this movie, man. I just really feel like, does that say Jonathan Brandis was one of the party guests? That's the kid from The Neverending Story and Sidekicks and Ladybugs. Rest in peace, shout out to him, if that was him. But yeah, this movie sails on every level, people. There's not a Psycho Stalker movie that's going to come close to it, in my opinion. Yeah, I'll have my top 5 ranking eventually, but this is always it, man. I like this movie way more than I think I like Misery. And you would think that me being a writer, I would show way more favoritism to Misery, but it's just something about this movie that's just it's creepy, man. It's them Adrian Lynisms that he puts in these movies, man. It's very creepy. And I feel like the closure was very decent, considering how many payoffs we got, considering how everything was put together in the beginning. It was a lot of foreshadowing. It was a lot of foreshadowing even for that original ending, but I feel like they went with the best ending. Everything worked out for the best. And if you don't believe that, you can definitely look up on IMDb all the accolades and awards and nominations and just acclaim in general that they got. This movie made bank, and for damn good reason. This was back when, these types of movies weren't overrated and they weren't being done as much as they are now. So I feel like it always stands the test of time, people. But yeah, man, 10 out of 10, people. And I feel like I'm cutting it close because I still need to get some grub in my system. I've been kind of like, chilling, pacing myself, because today was my day. After being like sick for a couple days, I had to, pace myself with everything I was doing body wise, like my intake as far as fluids and food and stuff like that. Definitely good now. Back to 100%, people. And I feel like the commentary definitely helped. And the commentary for Wreck and, It's Alive and Insecure, I'm going to start that. And You and Child's Play, or the Chucky series, all that stuff is coming, people. I promise y'all, in due time, I will get to it. Y'all know I always make time for y'all, always get it out the way. But y'all already know where to go, man. And if y'all don't, y'all better. Y'all can follow the podcast on Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Radio Public, Podbean, and Podcast Addict. Shout out to Anchor. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, Romero Tudor. Shout out to the Facebook movie group, The Cinemaniacs. And shout out to the Facebook movie group, The Horror Virus. And last, but certainly not least, because y'all rocked out 2 hours and a little bit of change with me, which I appreciate for everybody that tuned in. Gotta shout out to the reviewers, listeners, lovers, supporters out there, man. I think I said this before we got to, did we get to 11K the last time I recorded? I really don't remember. But, if I didn't mention it before, I'm mentioning it now. We are at the 11K. And like I said, you guys, I said this on Facebook and Instagram. You guys worked fast, man, because I was actually taking in that 10K. I didn't expect it to happen as fast as it did, and I definitely didn't expect us to get to 11K as fast as we did, man. But you guys are fucking awesome as usual. You guys tune in as usual to the old shit, to the new shit, the stuff in between, everything that goes out that you guys tune into, whether it's one time, whether you recommend it to somebody, whether you repost it, give me feedback on it. It's always appreciated, people. And y'all know the love and support that y'all show me, I show it back to y'all tenfold and then some. So that being said, people, yours truly, Romero Tudor. Another episode of Tudor Reviews in the can. I'll check y'all on the next one.